In this video, I want to tell two stories. The first story is the painter, the dragon, and the titan. Once upon a time, there was a painter who one of his journeys got so lost that he ended up approaching a dragon's lair. As soon as the dragon clapped eyes on the painter, he roared ferociously at him for disturbing him in his cave. No one who dares enter this place lives alive. The painter excused himself and tried to explain that he was lost. He assured the dragon that he would leave without bothering him anymore, but the dragon was still determined to flatten him. Listen, dragon, you have no reason to kill me. I can't even be of help to you. What nonsense you speak, dwarf! How could you possibly help me? You who are so weak and tiny. Do you know how to do anything at all? I'm a bit surprised you even know how to breathe. Ha ha ha. Well, I'm a great painter. I can see that your scales have faded a bit, and certainly, with just a lick of paint, I could help you to be much scarier and combine that with a much more modern look. The dragon thought for a while, and soon decided to spare the painter's life on the condition that he would become his slave and paint and decorate him to his taste. The painter did was requested, giving the dragon an incredible appearance. The dragon liked it so much that he often asked the painter to make some new changes and retouch his work. Over time, the dragon began to treat him better, almost like a friend. However, as much as the painter asked him, the dragon wasn't prepared to let him go free, and he took the painter everywhere with him. During one of these journeys, the painter and the dragon arrived at a mountain. They were making their way around it when they realized the mountain was moving, and it began to roar with such a noise that left the dragon half dead with fear. In reality, that mountain was a giant titan who felt so angry and offended at the dragon's presence that he assured the dragon he wouldn't rest until he had flattened him. The dragon, frightened by the titan's size, apologized and tried to explain that he was arrived there by mistake, but the titan was determined to destroy the dragon. But listen, great titan, I'm a dragon and I can be very useful to you, said the dragon. You little dwarf dragon, help me. You know how to do anything of use, ha ha ha. I'm a dragon, and I shoot fire from my mouth. I could roast your food and heat your bed before bedtime. The titan, just as the dragon had done, accepted the proposal and made the dragon his slave, treating him as though he was a match or a lighter. One night, when the titan was asleep, the dragon looked sadly and shamefully at the painter. Now that it's happened to me, I realized what I did to you. Forgive me, I shouldn't have abused my strength and my size. And breaking the painter's chains, the dragon added, Run, escape, the titan is asleep, and you are so small he can't even see you. The painter felt happy at having been set free, but seeing the dragon, for whom he had felt much affection, and who had understood the injustice of his action, he stayed close, trying to think of a plan to liberate the dragon. The next morning, when the titan awoke, he found the dragon lying at his side, dead, with his head cut off. The Titan roared and roared and roared furiously, thinking that this had been the work of his cousin, the most evil Titan he knew of. The Titan quickly moved up to find him so he could break his head into 1,000 pieces. When the Titan had gone, the painter woke the dragon, who was still sleeping quietly in the same spot. On waking, the dragon found the other dragon with its head cut off, which turned out to be nothing but some rocks that the little artist had painted to look like a dead dragon. And looking at himself, the dragon could see that he was hardly visible. As while as he was sleeping, the painter had made his skates look like a green meadow. Both fled as fast as they could. The dragon, grateful for having been saved, promised his friend the painter that never again would, would he use his strength and size to abuse anyone. Instead, he would always use them to help those who most needed it. The secret to long life. Italian Emma Morano is the oldest person in the world. Born in November 1899, she is the only living person to have lived in the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries. At 117 years young, she is in great health and has a sharp mind. Her doctor says she is in great form. Emma eats a diet of eggs, bananas, and cookies. When she was just a teenager, her doctor recommended raw eggs to protect against anemia, and she has stuck to it religiously. Until recently, she ate 3 raw eggs a day, which totals more than 100,000 over a lifetime. She has recently cut down to just 2 raw eggs, but she still believes they are what have kept her going all these years. In addition to raw eggs, her other secret to a long life is staying single. In 1938, she separated from her husband after the death of her child. It was an unhappy marriage. But Emma bravely decided to go her own way at a time when separation was rare and divorce wasn't even legal. She had many suitors over the years, but rebuffed them all, preferring to stay single. She said, "I didn't want to be dominated by anyone." This is not to say she was lived the life of a loner. In fact, she has many deep relationships. Her doctors pin her longevity on these relationships over the eggs and staying single. He says, "The secret is in growing old with people who love you, which is different from growing old and being put up with." Indeed, Emma was surrounded by loved ones at her birthday and received well wishes from people all over Italy. Emma Morano's longevity might have nothing to do with eggs or staying single, but she certainly thinks it does. And this belief falls in the face of everything that most people believe. Tropes like needing a romantic partner to complete us are all around us in popular culture. But perhaps not everyone is meant to be with someone. And maybe the key to a long and happy life has nothing to do with finding a life partner.